And Gina.
And welcome to the 10 and 3 podcast. I remember this time. In my head, I'm like, don't do it. How you doing, Gina?
I'm doing.
You doing? You doing what?
I'm just doing, I'm doing me. You doing you?
Yeah, I'm doing me.
Good.
I'm doing pretty good, too. But, anyways, y'all, how you guys doing? I always forget. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you to our very consistent 10 subscribers. We appreciate y'all. So, yeah, thank you for that. I didn't ask, but do you have like anything you want to?
Rihanna had her baby. I don't know the baby's name yet, but
I don't think they're gonna share that.
I just wanted an album. Go on to the topic. I can't do this today.
Alright, y'all. So today we'll be talking about, well, thanks to last week, the day passing, but we'll be talking about being Haitian. Well, specifically called Haitian. I'm Haitian and proud, and kind of like our journeys or kind of like our experiences being Haitian. Is there anything specific you wanted to say?
Haitian American.
Yeah, being Haitian American.
I was not born in Haiti, and
oh yeah, that's something I should say too. I haven't.
Neither was Mahalia. Yeah. Have you been to Haiti?
When I was 4. I've never been since.
Okay.
You've been a little bit consistent.
Yeah. I was. Our family would alternate the years when we would go. So I think the last time I went to Haiti, I was 15 years old, and I haven't been since. But still,
oh wow,
I was pretty old.
So it's been already 10 years.
Yeah,
since you've been there.
Sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm old.
Dang, I just realized I kind of put a date on you.
Nice.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, guys, I'm in my mid-20s.
Maybe I can bleep this part out. So it's been. How long you been?
Yeah, I retch when I think about whenever it's oh yeah, this many years has passed. I'm like, ugh. But yes, so we've been to Haiti.
Yeah.
I was a little
born in
older,
Haiti. Yeah.
but we're not born in Haiti, so still Haitian American.
Are we though? That's a good question.
See, and that's the thing.
Yeah, some people be having oh my gosh. Okay, so with my grandparents, well, specifically one of them, it's gotten a little bit better. But they used to what's the word? Chastise? I can't say
Chastise?
Chastise me when I use my Creole and stuff like that. But it's gotten nicer and more respectful. They seem like I'm actually trying, and honestly, they don't know English, but that's the only way we can communicate with each other. So it hasn't been that bad. But how's been your experience being Haitian American?
My grandparents, we didn't really talk that much. They did though, and I've noticed this for all.
Wait,
Haitians.
what about your grandma though? Because I thought you had a grandma that stayed here for a little bit, right?
Yeah, she.
No, okay.
They always made fun of us for how we spoke Creole. They would say, they'd just laugh "Oh, gade blanc parle Creole."
Yeah, that makes sense.
And even to this day, I still hear that. I was the Haitian translator for the Haitian family communicator person.
Yep. And
I had to make phone calls. And obviously, if you don't see me, you don't see me when I speak. So you don't know this girl black.
Yeah, exactly.
When I speak, it's very not typical black person. I sound educated, as they would say. Whatever.
Don't get me
I
started
come
on
from
that.
the suburbs. What am I gonna sound like?
That's a different discussion in itself.
But anyway, so one time I had to make a phone call to a family, and I'm like, "Hi, I'm calling for such and such organization. Is this the parent of blah blah blah?" And they're like, "Yes." And I was like, "Oh, ou bezwen parler Creole? M'ka parler Creole sou bezwen?" I hear on the phone, "Oh, a pa blanc parler Creole."
Someone actually said that to you before?
They didn't say it to me. They said it to whoever else was around them.
Oh my
and I obviously heard it. But it's I just spoke to you in Creole. Why would you turn around and say that?
Obviously, I understand.
But it's and it's not just, people we don't know. It's not just family members who were born and raised in Haiti that would tease. But even I felt people when we would go to church were saying things I have a weird, when I say hand or your hand, meh, meh, and they'd be like, meh. I'm like, I'm sorry. there's a W in there for sure.
Exactly.
And I pronounce every letter that comes through my mouth. So, is it meow or meow?
Yeah, bro.
So it's like the struggle is real.
Yeah.
Like,
bro, okay, so like, I don't know. Like, maybe it's because like when they get here, there's not that many opportunities for them. Like the second they get here, they gotta learn some English or do something to pass by so they can like go about their ways. Compared to like people that speak Spanish, they can go their whole lifespan being here, speaking Spanish, being able to go about and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it would just be hard sometimes, like, yeah, like you have to speak English, so that kind of translates back to us having to be able to like speak English the entire time. So a few times we see Haitians and stuff, that's when you're like, oh, I gotta speak Creole, and then you haven't been practicing it, and then the Haitian parents on that side getting that pressure they need to speak English, and so they're not really teaching you, and so it's like
our American accents.
Yeah, we can't help
American
it.
accents. So when we say bonjour,
bonjour, comment nous
comment nous ça passe not boulet. I don't talk like that though. That's not me.
No.
I try. I try. You know,
compared to other people.
I know. I don't say Creole. I say Creole. I understand that there's accents and ways to curve around the letters, but you know, true blue Haitians don't. You know, and I feel like that's discouraging. You shouldn't. If someone's trying to speak another language or trying to speak your language, laughing at them is not going to encourage them to try to like communicate. You just like burn the bridge immediately by like, that's not how you say it. Like, then tell me how to say it.
Yeah, that's another thing. Well, I don't know.
Tell me how to say it.
You're learning Korean, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's kind of a thing.
Oh
there.
my goodness.
People would like. I've seen a couple
I
of videos.
haven't had Koreans laugh at me, but my goodness. My sister is learning Korean as well. She's actually she backed off with this, but in the beginning, last year, we started around the same time learning how to speak Korean.
Yeah.
When you speak Korean, you're supposed to speak more in the back of your throat. I speak at the front of my mouth.
As most Americans do.
Yeah, so, and it's very noticeable because, like I said, I pronounce every single letter of every word I say, except for sandwich. What? No, never mind. I say every letter that comes through. So when I was learning Korean, I'd be like, oh, 고마워요. 하장시. Like, I'm like trying to say every little thing, but it's like you're not supposed to say everything. It's in the back of your mouth. So my sister would tease me every time I try to say something. I'd be like, okay, 안녕하세요. And she'd be like, that's not how you say it. And it's like, well, how do you say it? She backed off though now because like it's been about a year and she didn't keep it up consistently, but I did. So now I've officially surpassed her. So if she tried to say something, I can be like,
the one to correct her. Yeah.
안녕. But I'm
what does that even mean?
No.
Oh, okay. No.
I'm always saying, everyone knows when I'm saying no. 안녕, 아니, 안 돼 sometimes.
Oh, okay.
But apparently you're not supposed to say that W, but I can't get out of it. Like, I saw it, and so I say it. But yeah, so like it's annoying though. Although when I was like trying to get my French up too, French speakers do the same thing.
They have no problem correcting you. Right?
They have no problem correcting you. And it's funny because it's like, it's not like they're trying to be mean, they just want you to say it right.
Exactly.
So, it's not like Haitians or
yep.
mean girl laugh at you like,
yeah, I can't believe they said it like that.
It's like, they're like, oh no, it's not, what was the word I was struggling with? Because there's like, you know how they say their R sometimes is a little different? So...
You mean their French is different to the Haitian and Creole French?
But it was like someone was trying to help me with my French, and so they were like saying like, no, it's not, what was the word? It was just the way that I was pronouncing it. They're like, yeah, when you say your R's, it's not like this, it's like that. I think R is just a weird letter in general. Like, R is also weird in Korean too, so.
I feel like it's different in different languages.
Yeah.
It'd be weird, but.
Even in Haiti though, like when I would go to Haiti, and I remember this distinctly, one of my last memories of being in Haiti, was these women, and it's like, I'm black. They're black. Do we really look all that different? No, bro. But let me preface this. In Haiti, apparently, I am not Haitian. I am just American.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
In Haiti,
struggle with.
I am not Haitian. I am just American. Like,
even if you're talking Creole,
even if you're speaking it, even if you're eating the food, even though both my parents were born in Haiti.
Yep.
I'm not Haitian. I'm American. Which is why they say like, oh, gare blanc. They say, oh, look at the white person speaking.
Even though you clearly Haitian American.
Me looking at my skin, I'm like, dang, when did that I hated that the whole time we were there, and they kept calling me the white person, and I'm like, stop.
Please stop.
Stop. So like, I'd be there, and I don't know what about it distinguishes the fact that I'm not Haitian in Haiti, but they just assume that I can't speak the language, I can't understand it.
I don't know. Maybe it's like, well, you didn't speak it to them yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Once they started talking trash in front of me, I was like, Mom, can you please come out here? These ladies are like talking about me, and they're like, oh, você comprend nous? And then I go, no! And then they're both like, yeah, don't assume.
That's another thing too. Like,
I'm sorry, if I'm not actually white, but even then, if you're in Haiti and someone else is in Haiti, please assume that they understand what you're saying.
Or I can get myself around and do things on my own.
Like,
I gotta.
Why would I be standing on the side of a mountain outside of a shed by myself and not understand the language?
Exactly.
How safe is that? So you're gonna sit there and talk trash about me? They were talking about my clothes, how I looked, how I was standing, how big I was. They're like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, no, not Haitian. Not Haitian. She not Haitian. And it's like, y'all really I could say something, but I won't.
Yeah, because low-key sometimes in your anger, that's when you can speak that good Creole, bro. Like when I be
oh my
mad,
gosh,
I can get everything out. I can get everything out.
When I used to be the percussion instructor, the kids knew I was mad if I started speaking Creole.
It just comes out like you can't help it.
They'd be like, oh, she's mad, y'all.
I'm not gonna lie, when I'm driving sometimes and I get mad, my instinct is to speak Creole.
Yeah,
it's just easier that way.
It's I don't know, being angry in English just doesn't hit the same.
Yeah, that's why I like being bilingual. Like, you say it in the native tongue, well, I guess
it just
compared to them, it's not our native tongue, but it be hidden different.
Like, I don't know, it just hit different. But yeah, it's an interesting line to toe.
Yeah.
Like, here, you know, we're considered Haitian.
Mm-hmm.
In Haiti, we're not considered Haitian. But like, what makes one Haitian then?
Yeah, exactly.
Both my parents were born in Haiti. They speak Creole. I speak Creole. Like,
they speak it too. You understand
I understand it. If I was left in a random space, I wouldn't be completely like stranded. Exactly. I would be able to ask like, oh, est-ce que vous aidez? Bonjour, like, non moi c'est.
Yeah.
Like, besoin joindre. Like, I can. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Creole. It's not like super educated Creole, but it'll get me by.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm fluent. I understand if you speak to me. I can read it, so I'm literate as well.
Yeah, like, that too. Not a lot of people are literate too.
Exactly.
I don't think my siblings are, but I.
Oh, they not.
No, but
like, so I just. What exactly would make us pass the test and become Haitian?
If you're Haitian, you're out there, please let us know, because it just get annoying sometimes. Like,
I think it's the struggle.
Yeah, again, like I was saying before, just because they dealt with that struggle, the generations that passed of having to come to this new country and then basically being forced to learn English and stuff, and then for us, I don't know, they seem for some reason they gotta put the pressure on us some way, somehow.
And even the things they had to endure growing up too, like from growing up in a country that is different. Yeah. You know, like when the pastor will preach and say like some little anecdote and it'll be like
English slang, is that what you're saying?
No, like he'll say something. Like, we'll be like, oh, the chickens are coming home to roost. And it's like, oh, okay, what does that mean?
Oh, when they'll
say their little thing, and then they'll be like, y'all don't know about this.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Creole parle, Creole comprend. It's like...
That's another thing. They be having their slang
I'd be trying to understand. I'd be like, can you explain it? They're like, well, it's like when you go and you put the food on the ground, but then the chicken doesn't come. And I'm like, what? I didn't have to raise chickens. Please.
Oh, is that actual saying?
They have a chicken slang. I just said the roosting one because it was like the closest one that I could remember. But they have little farm ones that make sense to them, but not to me. Like, there's one they said at a Bible study before, and I was like, I asked for an explanation, and they tried to explain it, and the way they explained it was you had to be there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't grow up on a farm. If I want chicken, I go to the fridge. I don't go. Like, I don't have to do that. So you have to explain it to me like, oh, it's like a meaning of being difficult in a really strange way or something.
Yeah,
Give me something, but they don't have that.
Mean it, yeah.
So then it just like continues to create these barriers of, well, you're not Haitian, so you don't get it.
Yeah,
it's like,
you had to be there. So it kind of goes to my first question is like, did we ever wish that we were Haitian?
did I? Oh yeah.
Or like Haitian like identity, like
My
am I even
ninth grade
Haitian?
year. My ninth grade year, especially.
Ooh, I got one where you talk about it, bro.
My ninth grade year, especially, and I feel like embarrassed looking back on it, but at the same time, it's from dealing with all the I'm gonna call it like a trauma of other people who were born in Haiti who consider themselves truly Haitian and full Haitians. Laughing when I speak Creole, telling me, "Oh, well, you don't like this. Well, you're not Haitian."
Yes.
It's like I can have preferences,
Exactly,
y'all.
like,
so
that doesn't
when
make
I
me
was
less
a
Haitian.
freshman in high school and I was in the drum line was mostly Haitians. I think there was like 4 who were not, but everybody else was Haitian. And even then, like everyone understood Creole.
Oh.
Drum instructor was Creole, was Haitian,
yeah.
and he spoke Creole to them. They would understand. They had pieces of music that were literally, it was like, all right, we're gonna play da da da, this compa one, this is, and they knew.
The styles
Everybody
and stuff
understood.
like that, yeah.
So, and I forgot what exactly happened, but I remember being like, you know what? I'm not Haitian. Don't talk to me anymore. I was pissed.
Wow.
Like, I was very upset, and I was only 14.
Yeah.
But that's why I say, like, when people are trying, don't laugh at them and make all the little, like, you need to embrace them for trying.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got really mad and I was like, you know what? I'm not Haitian. I'm just American. Don't call me Haitian. I don't want to hear it. Don't bring no coil near me. None of it. I'm not a part of it. And it was a really awkward thing for them. And of course, you know, like, the rest of them were boys.
Yeah.
Boys are dumb. Teenage boys are dumb. I don't care.
Like, come for me.
Come for me. What you gonna do? Nothing. So, you know, they didn't know any better. And I didn't know any better either. I actually ended up, when I was in college, going on like this mini journey of discovering my roots, where I went and I learned a lot about the history of Haiti and like learning how wonderfully powerful the Haitian people were and technically still have inside of them but don't even know. And so I remember distinctly and it was an embarrassing moment for me, but you know, a lot of the stuff that was going on, it's like, yeah, what was going on and happening to me, it makes sense that all of a sudden I wanted to denounce it all and just be like, don't talk to me, because of the teasing and stuff.
Yeah. Now I think about it, I don't think I had a distinct moment, but like I definitely had those moments. Like I remember in middle school, bro, everything be happening in middle school. That's weird. But in middle school, like I remember those few moments where like somebody would be asking me, am I Haitian? And just the way they said it, I just felt like I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say if I'm Haitian. Or even before that, now I think about even before that, like 4th or 5th grade, some kids that I knew that came straight from Haiti, me having like, I feel so guilty about it, but like having like, just because they, like some teachers knew I was Haitian, they try to like cling them on me, and I'm like, no, I don't want them to know I'm Haitian. I don't want to be speaking Creole around them, trying to help them out and stuff. Like, now looking back, I'm very sad about my decision and stuff like that, but it was just because back then it was like, ooh, you speak Creole, ooh, you Haitian.
And they would say some rude
stuff.
They
would be saying some rude stuff
Haitian
too.
smell.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'd be saying all the blah blah santi, and it's like, stop.
And they'd be wanting to learn just the
bad words.
The bad words.
It was so annoying, and it's like,
oh, you Haitian? Oh, how do you say da 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 da?
And it's like it's hard to take pride in your culture when
that's
it's
all they
basically
use it for.
being taken as a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
I
know people in the 90s, maybe I should ask my mom about that, but like they like took the brunt of it even worse. But we kind of grew up in the 2000s, so I guess the after effects of it was still there. But yeah, like definitely, like I remember those times being like, I don't want them to know I'm Haitian. Like I tried my best to do certain things to make sure I look like I'm black.
Just be I'm black, y'all.
Yeah, but like after like, I think it was like, it took me a little bit longer after the fact, like maybe when I was about to graduate high school, for me to kind of like be more comfortable in the fact that I'm Haitian, and just being proud of that. Like, yeah, I can speak another language. Yeah, we got the bombest food out there, bruh. You can come at me for that. So it's just like, I don't know, like, and
I'll say
got
one
great
I don't
music.
like to pit anyone against each other.
I don't want division between us. But I don't care. Haitian food is the best, bro. Yeah. And even outside, like, Caribbean people will be saying that too. So it's really diverse. So like, yeah, like just looking back, like I'm kind of sad that I had to go through that, but I think it's something I had to go through to like be like proud of myself and who I am. And like now, like I don't mind pulling out the Creole. I don't mind people knowing that I'm Haitian. Like, and it feels cool, like knowing other people. Like,
do you ever still feel a little like when you're meeting someone new and you're about, I'm like, I gotta pull out my Creole.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever get nervous?
I honestly don't get nervous because half the time, no offense, I be doing pretty good with my Creole. So I can thank my grandmas for that because they're here all the time and I speak Creole to them. But most people be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe your Creole's pretty good. Especially like people, our peers, you could say, that are Haitian American as well. So you're saying my Creole is pretty good too. So I'm pretty good at it. I just get more scared when I'm speaking to older generations.
Yeah, that's
like,
exactly.
Yeah, because they can kind of tell like, oh, this
like,
is not her first language and stuff.
I remember
like that.
when I was told like, oh, that's very informal, and I'm like, there's a formal.
They don't teach me that. Yeah, my mom and dad just kind of speak informal Creole and like conversational like Creole, so that's different. I can see how that's different, like in Spanish too. Like when you went to school, we learned the formal version. Yeah. But then when you see it like in movies and like people talking to each other, I want to learn Dominican Spanish though. That'd be cool. That'd be interesting to learn. Just be talking so fast. Yeah, that'd be fun. But did you answer that question? Did you ever wish you were different?
Yeah,
you did.
When I had denounced it.
Okay. And we kind of talked about like having that experience of being like bullied and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How would you say your Creole is though? I kind of talked about mine.
I mean, it's okay. It does the job. I don't think it's like. I mean, of all the other languages that I speak that are not English, I would like to think that my Creole is the most advanced. I would like to think, I can speak it, read it,
you don't think that much. You don't think about it that much to say it.
However, when put on the spot, it does like, oh shoot, I do speak this language. Yeah, but that's for literally anything, even English. Sometimes I can't English.
It'd be like that sometimes. Like I'd be tripping over my own words in English, and that's my main language.
And it's honestly just the insecurities of things I've been teased about in the past, like the hand thing, meow, meow, like meow, like. Meow. It's just, and it's always going to be a little awkward because that's just how I speak.
Yeah.
It will never flow the way that I want it to flow. It'll just be how I speak. So, but I would like to say I'm pretty fluent. I took a test one time online. I was like, because I wanted to add that I'm bilingual onto my resume. Yeah. So I was like, let me look up a test and see like if I could actually pass for saying like I do speak Creole. Yeah. And I can read it, understand it, and I'd be fine.
Wait, was it a test specifically for Creole or just like to show that you're bilingual?
Specifically for the language.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I took it and I was surprised. I was like, oh, okay, I did really good. And it was like, yeah, okay. I mean, there are some things that I did stumble on because, like I said, formal and informal, I'm still learning. Yeah. Where when I hear formal, I understand it's formal, but I won't automatically speak in a formal way. I'll try to present it as formally as I can because I don't know any better technically. Yeah. Like, I didn't have Creole classes to teach me, like, and this is how you greet someone, and this is how you speak to an adult. Like, I didn't have that, so I'm learning.
That's a different side.
That's learning by experience, though. I'm not learning it in a class. Like, with my Korean, I'm learning, like, this is formal, this is not, like, this is how you speak. It's different, like, it's different. But for the Creole, it's like, that was just picked up from hearing my parents speak it, and then being in the church. So it was kind of like learning by immersion, not by a formal class, like classical training kind of thing.
Kind of the same thing with other people that are bilingual.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, like, it'd be funny when I see the Spanish speakers in the school, when they go to Spanish classes, they'll be having, like, sometimes they'll be saying, I'm struggling in Spanish. I'm like, you know Spanish. It's like, no, it's different. Yeah. It's different, so now I understand. Yeah. But kind of like a side note, since I'm technically a bilingual, but you're basically kind of a linguist. So, random question for you. Random question for you. When you're speaking a different language, someone mentioned that to me. I'm like, I never thought about that. When you're speaking, like, maybe, like, I guess maybe in Korean you do that, but, like, in Creole, how is it you translate in your head? Is it, like, in English and then you say it in Korean, or is it, like, English,
when I'm speaking,
or is it like kind of connected the same way you can just say it out?
None of it.
You know what I mean by that?
I think none of it is smooth. None of it is smooth, to be honest. I have to think before I speak any other language minus English. I always have to think it out, and I have cheats on how I connect the words so that I know what I'm trying to say. So
that's good.
Then the other thing with speaking other languages is the sentence structure is different.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So, like when you're saying, what's something we would simply say
in Creole?
Yeah, in Creole.
I feel like it's about the same in English.
Yeah, their sentence structure is pretty similar, whereas like in Korean it's not. It'll be like subject, verb, object. Or no, subject, object,
like you would
verb,
say raise
like
your hands, they say hands raised, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like I'd have to think it through. I do find though when I'm trying to translate, I do sometimes go through all the languages. So I'll be like, for instance, for the Korean. By the way, this comes up a lot because this is the most recent one that I'm learning.
Yeah.
For Korean, as I've been learning it, a lot of the words are very close. When I was learning French, it was easy because the Haitian Creole comes off of French and different African languages and whatever the Tahini people spoke.
So it's close.
So it's closer. So I have at least I have little already connected and everything. With Korean, I have to create these new connections. So there's a word for now, which is chigum. And then there's a word for a little bit, which is chogum.
Oh.
very, very close. One letter off.
Yeah.
So to remember chigum, now I remember maintenant. Maintenant means now. Maintenant in French is now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this is how I get to this word.
Wow.
I get to English through another language. And then when I'm remembering chogum, I'm like, oh, chogum is close to sogum. Sogum means salt. You only want a little bit of salt. These are the gymnastics that I go through to speak a language. I also do this with math. I don't just add and subtract. I'm like, oh, half of 50 is 25, so 50%.
Yeah, I do that too.
I'm doing these somersaults to get into it. So really, I use the other languages to help me learn the one language. Because English is just an amalgamation of a lot of stuff and is really...
Yeah, that's true. But in your head though, are you thinking in English and then translating?
No.
No? You're just thinking about it in that language?
In that language.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be like, I'll read something and I'll be like, I'm trying to work on my reading comprehension, but oof, it's overwhelming. So I'll read something and I'll be like, kanwan. I know kanwan. Kanwan is... English words. Kanwan. What is this? I'm thinking about it, but a lot of times I end up connecting the Korean words to French or Creole words to help me remember them. So I don't even get to English before I start thinking about the other stuff. But I think it's in a weird way, they're also closer to each other.
The Korean and Creole?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But it's because Creole is an amalgamation of different languages.
Yeah, that's true.
And English is a Frankenstein. So...
It really is.
English is so many different parts of different countries that it's a lot. Whereas in Creole, in other languages, you say what you mean to say.
That is true. I never thought about that.
You're
until now, yeah.
Oh, let's go eat. On manger.
Yeah.
Let's eat. Yeah. Done. Not let's go eat.
Yeah.
Let us go eat. Let us go to the place to eat. No, let's go eat.
Yeah, that's what they be saying. It's one of the harder languages.
It's
learn.
there's so much to do for English, whereas other languages, you just say it.
Yeah, straight to the point.
Oh, wow, you're so beautiful at doing all this, and it's nah, bro. Oh, you're poor. You're right. You're all right. You're done.
Ooh, bad. Yeah.
Done. You know,
that is true. It'd be you're so beautiful.
You're so beautiful. You look so nice today. You know
gotta
all
put
these
the
different
extra,
ways
yeah.
just to say oh, pretty. Just say pretty.
But that's not a complete sentence, so you gotta say that.
But in the other stuff, it is a sentence. It is your thought is done. You say it and you said what you said. You gotta.
I need to look up the language of English. I feel
English
I feel like it's gonna be a deep dive and
No, I don't. But yeah.
English is not that pretty of a language either. So
English is ugly.
Yeah. Once you start learning or you're bilingual, you realize they don't be hitting the same
And there's
way.
just like, I feel like other languages, they just explore different like thoughts and feelings more.
Yeah, that's
But,
definitely true.
Yeah.
But I guess I was gonna ask about food, but I feel like that's a different
Bro.
thing in itself. I kind of brought it up, but I feel like just talking about food can be an episode in itself. But
Food.
was there anything you wanted to say about that though?
Do you, well, I mean, if we're gonna give it its own thing.
Let's just wait for that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so how do you feel about Haitian music? I don't really listen to that many Haitian.
Honestly, I don't listen to very much new Haitian music, but anything that was played during my childhood,
Yeah,
I
that's me
definitely
too.
like recognize and sing along to, like Sweet Mickey songs.
Really?
There's one song, I don't care what anybody says it's about hot chocolate, okay?
I don't believe that.
I don't care what anybody says. Don't tell me it's about women. He said choco choco la la, and I was like, like, I love hot chocolate.
I think I
great.
remember like having experience singing that song. Either it was my mom or some other church lady be like, "Oh, you can't be singing that song. That song not good." So
Oh my gosh. You know what's another song that not people, I don't hear it anymore, but there was this one kid who was always singing it when I was in 9th grade. He was Mexican or something. He'd be coming in, he'd be like, "Pum sa move it." Move it. And it's like, I just think it's so funny how the songs, they're so pretty, but they're so messed up.
yes, they are.
Like, there's this song about, like, the bastard son.
Yes, I know that song. Bruh.
Song is so pretty, but then it's like, but you don't love me. It sounds so pretty, and you're like, you vibe, but if you listen to it, you get sad.
There was a TikTok on that. If I could find that, I'll show you later. But,
Oh
like,
my goodness.
it's so funny.
I love
like,
it. Like, I do like the music. It's not like it's like, oh, I don't want to hear that, blah, blah, blah. But
Yeah.
I don't actively seek it out on my own. There was like, Leah played a song for me.
Yeah,
She was like,
Leah's my
this
go-to
is-
person
This
for
song
that.
is good. It's like, what was this song? But it was like, I don't care. I don't give a
Yeah.
I'm
My
like,
mom doesn't
yo,
that song.
we don't care. No. Why does it when other songs have English in them, they hit hard, but like
Yes.
English songs?
That's true.
So, you know, I'm not actively always listening, but if I hear it, I'm not even gonna like that. I'm like, oh, let's go, okay. Can you dance? Can you dance to?
Oh, do the booyah thing?
Gouya.
Bruh. I haven't done it yet, and I don't know. I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that with somebody that I'm not in a relationship with. Cause Haitian, they be getting down.
Yo.
They be getting down.
It is so sexual.
Yeah, it really
It
is.
is so sexual. But it's like, you know, do you? But like, I just think it's cool because like, our hips not tight. Like, we are loose. We can move them.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. Whatever. So, yeah. I've never attempted, but I feel like I would be able to do
Can
it.
you do the little two-step?
Yes.
thing?
If you can't do the little two steps.
Okay.
If you can't do the little 2 steps, get out. You're not invited to the cookout.
You're not invited to the cookout.
You're not.
bro.
Get your hand out the duty. No bun for you.
Bro, I like some good bun too. I like some good bun though.
I
Bun
love
be
how
good.
like bun exists in so many cultures.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Is that not like the craziest thing? It's
In different ways, but it exists. I remember this TikTok about that. I don't know if you saw this TikTok. This lady's like, "Do you know how many calories are in?"
why are you trying to?
I don't know what this woman trying to do today. It's like,
Why
what
you woke up and you wanted to cause trouble? That's what it is.
you wanted one violence. What can
Why
I
are
do
you
to
choosing
Caribbean?
violence?
What can I do to Caribbean,
what
the
I
Hispanics,
love?
the Africans today?
Africans and Haitians are so similar.
Yes.
So similar.
When they be talking about them stereotypes, I'm like, yes, me too.
We're just across the sea. But we're the same. I love it. And I love that. It's so, honestly, it's so sad the way things have gone for the country, because
like
it's
Haiti, historical?
Haiti
Okay.
historically.
Okay.
Because it's so much more than what people perceive it to be. They'll be like, oh, it's the only poor third world country on the Western Hemisphere. And it's like, I just want to remind everybody and their mama that back in the days,
Yep.
when someone wanted help to get separated from whatever power in Europe was trying to conquer them or rule them, guess who they went to? Haiti.
Yep.
They went to Haiti for money. They went to Haiti for military training. And they even went to Haiti to ask them to help fight. There is a statue in Savannah, Georgia, dedicated to the Haitians who came over to help fight in the American Revolution.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
We are powerful, wonderful, great people. And people think that it's like, oh, they're just poor. No, we are the first.
Yep, tell them.
First free nation in the world. We did it first. We are the original. We are the blueprint. Everybody else copying. We the trendsetters. Okay? We're not even going to talk about the disrespect of what the U.S. did, continue to do.
Oh, yeah.
France. You know, I am a Francophile, and you know I love me a croissant. But I don't forget what France did to Haiti by demanding that they pay all this money. Like, y'all lost.
Nothing like a sore loser, man.
There's a lot. I learned a lot in my time going to learn about, where my culture and everything. And then once we even get past that, just the dark days that came after that and the different presidents that Haiti had, and there's a lot of stuff that was really just sad and things didn't go well. But at the end of the day, it was because Haiti's this gem and people wanted that gem, and so they started taking the natural resources and laying claim to all this stuff. And then they're like, oh, and they're so poor, let's give them some money, guys, because they can't do it on their own. Y'all were threatened. Let's be honest. Y'all always feel threatened when black people show. And that was a thing too, that in some books that I read about the American Revolution, when Haiti did what they did, in America, they're like, hey.
So they got free over there?
Ooh, what if the slaves think? What if the Haitians inspired the slaves? We know. And y'all still came and asked for help. Savage. Get out of here, you uncivilized. Oh,
Demascule.
I can't even look at you. But, if you're out there and you're Haitian American, and you're feeling down I'm not Haitian because this, that, and the other, or they just look at us as smelly people who don't this, don't that, nah. We're powerful. We are kings and queens. They came to us when they needed help, and now they're pretending like they always been helping us. And it just proves also too, people be praying for your downfall just so that they can pretend.
Yup.
You lost all your stuff. Here, let me lend you some. No. If you look in the history book, the real histories, the real history books, guys, not the stuff that
they be trying to
print out there.
Put down your throat.
I love how America pretends they did it all on their own. No, y'all didn't.
That's what part of being American, saying that you did it yourself,
Americans be like, yeah, we pulled ourselves up from our bootstraps. Okay. No, you didn't.
Anyway.
But, just remember, you should definitely have pride. And I know there's some ugly parts, not just of our, history and our ancestors. Even to this day, our parents do things, and it's it's because your parents didn't know any better, and they raised you with that, and their parents didn't know any better, and they raised them with that.
Yep.
But, there's still a beauty in it, and in being, having the privilege to know, hey, we are Haitians. We came from this island of warriors, of people full of knowledge, people who were wealthy, and we were so well off that people felt the need to come steal from us. So it's hard. People get jealous, It's hard.
They be getting jealous, man.
But yeah, I can't wait to talk about food.
Yeah, we can always talk about food another time, but I feel like that's a good place to end. I was gonna also talk as well. Haiti is still so beautiful. Literally, I was seeing on TikTok this past week because of Haitian Flag Day. There was a parade going on in Cap Haitian. Bro, you've seen the TikTok? It was so amazing.
So pretty.
Yeah, it was really.
There's
pretty.
a lot of really nice spots, and they really like to play up the whole oh, they're poor, but there's still a nice spot. The castle, everywhere around the castle
is nice.
So nice. I've never been there personally.
Where is that? Do you know where it is?
Not exactly. I don't know.
I don't
Because
think that's
the last time that I went to Haiti was after the earthquake.
Oh yeah.
So there was a lot of stuff was destroyed.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was like a beautiful destruction. I don't know why. It was like it was cool, but it was also like sad.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
And it's a shame that like some places have still not recovered from that.
yeah.
That's
So
unbelievable.
it was
Well, that goes back to people taking advantage of
People-
us. Yeah.
you know, people always take advantage when they see like
Saying
and not to
they're
be
gonna
that
help and stuff,
person,
and
but
then they don't.
whatever. I have my citizenship. America never look at someone and just let them be. They
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I want it. Why do they have it? I want it. Yes, America, I pay my taxes.
Or be like they trying to like help with some kind of weird price
America
tag.
always is. America, oof, we could-
Always with some inside agenda.
putting their nose where they
Yeah,
don't need
exactly.
to be. But I want it. Be quiet, America.
Always trying to help, but then
But
there's
there's
always like
still-
some
there's
hidden
still-
agenda.
There's still
behind
nice
it.
places.
Yeah.
It's nice, and if you know someone and you can go over there with like a tour guide and everything, it's a really nice place to go. And the stuff is locally made. Food tastes better. I can
Yeah.
food tastes so
better.
good in
Yep.
Haiti. So good. Food outside America tastes way better. But that's another day. But yeah.
Anyways, guys, as you can see, we're Haitian and proud. And actually, who's out there that's actually Haitian too? So be sure to let us know. Email us. Email us, write in the comments or anything
Don't
like
email
that.
us. We're not reading those emails.
I probably might. but-
Right in the comments.
Write in the comments though.
Put in the comments.
in the
If I say
comments.
sac passe, what do you say? That's the test.
Yeah, that's the ultimate test.
What do you eat chocolat with?
Ooh.
What is the best soup? And if you say it's not the best soup, you're not Haitian anymore. I'm taking away your Haitian card. I
Right.
don't care.
Well, you're being just like them. You're becoming just like them.
If you didn't say soup jumu, you're wrong.
But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for the consistency and sticking with us, guys.
Supporting us,
Yeah, supporting
being
us.
with us,
We're going up, y'all. We're going up. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.